Hello everyone, Lauren here from the Rummy Bears. Thanks for tuning in to watch the full playthrough that I did of Song of the Elves. This quest was amazing. All in all, I'm looking at my footage right now. It took me like 9 hours and 20 minutes total. I streamed the whole thing on my Twitch the day it came out, like 2 hours after it released. I woke up super early, did the whole quest. It was really exciting to do the quest like on release day, and I have no idea what was going on. Unfortunately, the first 2.5 hours of my playthrough, apparently my mic was off, and a couple people stopped by to watch my stream, but no one told me that my mic was off. So to those people, what the frick? Why didn't you tell me? So unfortunately, those first 2.5 hours don't have any actual audio from the quest, so I'm just gonna add some music in and then do a voiceover on some of the parts and what I thought when I was playing through it. And of course all the rest of the quest has the actual sound, although I think my mic audio is a little lower than it should have been. But anyways, rant over. Hope you enjoy. Let me know what you think. Please leave a like if you liked the video. You know what to do if you didn't like the video. Please hit the subscribe button if you aren't subscribed already, and hope you enjoy. Just starting the quest out here, looking over the requirements. I had gotten all these requirements actually quite a while before the quest. I think there were maybe a few that I had to get like an additional level for in the last 2 weeks before this. My agility was pretty low, and I thought that the agility obstacles were going to be more relevant than they were. So I actually was trying to like grind agility in the week before this quest. I only ended up getting to level 72. Luckily there's only really 2 places where agility mattered, except for in the Ledia forest or in the Iowerth forest. You know, it's more relevant, but even at high agility you just always fail those, you know, the tripwires and pitfalls and all those obstacles anyway, so it didn't really matter. There was so much dialogue in this quest, like constant dialogue. And, you know, I was trying to voice act it out, so unfortunately, you don't get to hear my very fine voice acting I was doing at the time for all of these. Since I was, like, going through all the dialogue and really reading into it and getting into lore and stuff. So, of course, the first little while on this quest was actually really straightforward, really easy. It was like, run here, do this thing, run here, do this thing, talk to the person. It was pretty... It just took a long time, but it wasn't really hard at all. Had to run over to Ardougne Castle and then downstairs into like the prison area where Elena was. Right, I guess that's a little later. Right now I just had to talk to King Lathas and then figure out what's up. Another super long conversation with him. I decided up until I actually get the audio from the quest when I was streaming it, I'm gonna speed this up 300% or 3 times as fast. A lot of it is just me talking with long conversations and running around, and it's not that exciting really. I figure, you know, if you want to, you could just mute myself, put on some music, and then play it at 1/3 of the speed or half the speed to get what it actually looked like when I was playing it. But yeah, there's just a lot of these long conversations. But I want to archive this for, you know, my sake anyways. It was also crazy just seeing how many other people were doing the quest like right away, right when it came out. I'm not like surprised, but it's just is really interesting to see. Kind of gave you a hint of what was coming up too. It's like, oh, okay, that's obviously what I'm going to be doing next, since everyone is running around in Knight of Ardougne armor right now. If you hear mouse clicks in my voiceover, it's actually because I'm cooking anglerfish while I'm doing this voiceover recording. I figure, okay, it's going to take me at least an hour to get through this, so might as well. I think it was really good morning because I was having this amazing Filipino coffee. When I was streaming this, whenever you see me drink, it's just that coffee, and it's really good. Like, highly recommend it. The brand is Copico. I know some people don't like it, but I actually really enjoyed it. Yeah, so for this part, it's like you needed the full steel set, and I just decided to smith it because GE prices were going to be way up. This is where you make the actual Knight of Ardougne armor. Then you got to get like red dye, purple dye. Use the red dye on the helmet to give it a red plume. I actually didn't buy the purple dye because I didn't know that you'd have to have it, so kind of a little waste of time there. But then you talk to his wife, and I was like, where the heck is she? Turns out she's right out, she was on the north side of the building. I didn't see her at all. I was like, oh, you gotta get the cloth, or the soap, and the purple dye now, so. A little bit of a waste of a trip to Lydia, but that's okay. Day of release, That's why I made my guide for. Alright, back to Lydia, get the purple dye this time. I think I had silk in my bank, so I just used that. And then I wanted to get all my crystals re-enchanted so that I could have like tons of elf camp teleports during this, or Lydia teleport, so just got all those done. That was actually super convenient and helpful during the quest. I guess now you can get the infinite teleport crystal, but I'm not sure if that's locked yet behind, like if you have to finish Song of the Elves to be able to use it or not. Lollygagging on my phone for a little bit. Alright, blah blah blah, conversation with her, at least it didn't take too long. You get the tabard, throw that on there. I was like, okay, now that we got the disguise, we can actually go talk to Elena and bust her out. Alright, I have to run all the way over here, down. This felt really fun, kind of sleuthing around in the jail cell. I did note her face was like all sorts of jacked up. Her chat head was changed, and of course they pulled what the chat head should be changed to after the quest. But during the quest, I was just like, okay, whatever. It's what it is. And get through it. I didn't really mind it too much. It did look very bizarre and not really old school. So I didn't like that, but I wasn't complaining about it either. Once you get the thick, clear liquid, I wasn't 100% sure if that was the right one, so I kind of guessed. Like, obviously I had gone through her dialogue, but I didn't remember because I didn't think it was that important. I figured it'd just pop in one option, so kind of made it lucky there. And then you do a bunch more talk with him. I don't know why I was just standing here for so long. I was probably looking at my chat or something. I don't know. If someone can read lips, they can tell me what I was saying. And I could redub the whole episode with what I was actually saying during the quest. Alright, Renison House, long conversations with all these people. Lots more long conversations. This is when it started to get into, like, oh, is there going to be a rebellion or revolt? And that was kind of exciting. Although I was pretty jealous with the guys, the Jad Pet standing next to the door. I was kind of focusing on that a little bit. Long conversations. It's a lot. Excuse me. It's a lot better, like, during the stream, though. I think, because you really got into it. You got into character, kind of got in the zone, so to speak, or you got into the role playing of it, and that was a lot of fun to do. It was really hot that morning, though, like, especially once my room started to get heated up from my computer, and there wasn't a lot of circulation for air in my house. I was like starting to sweat super hard. And here's a nice view of my house. Apparently I was on my phone for some reason, but yeah, I had to get my mourner stuff out of my armor case. So this was the point where basically you had to do a bunch of things to get people turned against the government or whatever. Like, you had to get people to join the rebellion by going around and doing things. And again, I guess I could have asked someone what to do here, but didn't really know. So I figured, just do random things that would be considered evil, like kill people, pickpocket, and none of those count, obviously. But then it's like, once you talk to the merchants, like, oh, you got to go talk to the merchants about taxes, and then it became a little more clear. So this part still took me a while because like running around like a madman with a, with its chicken with its head cut off. It's still a little clear at this point though. Of course, there's only exactly enough things that you can do to get all the 80 people that you need. So again, that wasn't obvious, and it's like, okay, am I gonna have to do exactly everything to be able to get the 80 members in the resistance? And of course you had to. So I got most of these guys, but there's a lot of people that I talked to that were like unnecessary completely. Like none of these people, none of the Servants Guild people counted. He didn't, I think Wizard Comptree, whatever his name is, he doesn't count. So I was still doing pretty okay, but not like the best. A lot of random, like, okay, talk to the dock guys. Still didn't know what was going on. At one point I went over and talked to the people in the zoo. Also, probably would have been easier just to follow around the people that are also wearing the disguises and see where they're going, but that was a little unreliable since pretty much like everyone was already inside the costume and no one else knew what to do either, so. Down here is pretty nice though. I think later I go talk to the people in there and they give you hints of what you're actually supposed to do. Because again, I was completely lost on this side. Just talking to random people. I went and talked to the civilians and they were completely useless for this part. But the people in the Renison house, like the hideout, the hidey hole, actually give you really good tips on what you're supposed to do, which would have been nice not having the guide at the time. It also would have been nice to know the under the games tab in the chat dialogue, it actually tells you like how many people you're recruiting, and I didn't find that out until later. So is extra kind of trying to figure out what the heck was happening. So like, okay, I'll give up on this side, go back to the Ardougne, or the East Ardougne side, give my hand of luck a try over there. my fan is running. It's super hot, so my fan's running in the background. If there's an audible humming or fan noise, it's because it's an actual fan. A lot more of this, just running around, no idea what to do, trying to figure it out. On the plus side, I have like 600 anglerfish cooked already, so that's a plus. At least I'm getting some decent combat XP from killing all these random guards and paladins and heroes. Just running around, trying to figure out what to do. Yeah, at least it's like this point I figured out that there was a thing in games chat that would tell me how many members had been recruited, so that was super helpful. At that point I had like, that was a friend that I met that was pretty helpful throughout the quest. We kind of were doing it together for a lot of it until we took a break, so she'll come back later. She was asking me what to do, and I was like, I don't know, good luck. I don't know why you think I know, because I don't. Yeah, here's where I got all the tips from people on what to actually do, which was pretty nice. Love my messy, super messy bank. Finally got it figured out. Took me long enough, but finally got it. then I was like, okay, time to gear up for combat. You know, fights are coming after this. So this was like hard to express how exciting it was. So at the time, obviously didn't know if it was going to be like an instance fight or what, so I was just trying to get out some basic tri-braid gear that I wouldn't cry too much if I lost. And we go into the fight. And for this, I'll just put over the combat music that goes during the quest. I'll just overlay that during this and sit back and relax and watch. Pew 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 pew. Super easy. There's just like a little warm up for the quest. Easy peasy. Then there's the second part of the battle. Like, didn't even use any food during that part. So easy. Second part, also easy. This was a cool cutscene. It was so tense, so dramatic at this point. It felt like things were really coming to a final close, and you could feel it too. And all the storylines, like all the plot threads were being wrapped up. Looks like people finally found a good use for those rotten tomatoes. like, okay, and we're in Lydia with a ton of other people. So that was kind of fun, just how it transports you there automatically, which obviously really nice for the quest. And I was on my phone again for some reason. I don't know what the heck I was doing. I think at this point, like, no one was watching my stream, so I wasn't super concerned if I was distracted by my phone, because if no one was watching, I was like, okay, no one's going to be upset that I'm not focusing on the game right now. My goodness. Get your head out of your butt, Lauren, and pay attention to the game. Hello? Anybody there? Hello? Alright, let's just skip that. Oh, okay, there I go. Oh yeah, get that pizza. I had just had delivery of pizza right now, and it was good. It was some of the best pizza I've had in a long time. So this is also annoying because they moved what, a Lunid. Oh, is she there? Yeah, they like moved her into the elf camp, which is, since they didn't tell you that, or it might have been in the dialogue and I missed it, but I had to take a little bit of a detour there to find her. And then there's my friend that met in West Ardougne that I ended up doing the quest alongside for most of it. There's these annoying scalpers trying to sell stamina pots for 10k each during the whole quest. There's like camping in Lydia. I don't know if they actually made any money or like, you know, how many they sold. I hope they didn't really sell that many because it's just a pain in the butt to see them there. It's like, either just do the quest or, you know, go do something else. Don't scalp stamina potions in Lydia while we're all trying to enjoy the quest. There's a lot of these long conversations with this like elder council too that took up a lot of time when it was actually doing the stream. I don't really feel like doing it, but you know, I could go through all the footage and then cut out these conversations and then see, like, if I tabbed through these completely, how much time would I have saved? Probably be like 40 minutes would be my guess. Alright, now that that's over. A lot of this quest kind of felt like you're just doing chores for the elves too. Like, you have to go find a bunch of people and bring them back to this elder council. And it looks like I'm typing so fast with it sped up. Like, dang, my typing speed is amazing. So I think the part after this was Backstorian Falls, where you have to go there and then like unleash, or whatever you want to call it, Backstorian from his statue in the burial there. So this part is actually super easy, but it took me a really long time to do for some reason. I know the reason. It's just it still annoys me what it was. So yeah, pretty much just got combat gear because I didn't know what else was gonna go on. Ran up to Backstorian Falls. It was a bit of a hike. Just checking out the things I'd lose and how much I would cry if I died and lost all my stuff in some instance. And then yeah, totally forgot that you had to have a key to get this through this door. So I was like, okay, run over into the other room, get the key. Run back. Through the door. So then you get this puzzle book, like a book that basically has a puzzle within a riddle, within an enigma. And the puzzle wasn't actually that hard, so finding what the items were was fairly easy. I had a little help from my friend, that lady that was with me, on what the items were. I had most of them, but I wasn't completely sure. Like, I didn't know what the cabbage was. And so I got all the items, and then it's just when it came to actually placing them down, that was the annoying, frustrating part. On my phone again. Come on, Lauren. You read through this whole thing. I spent quite a lot of time just scratching my head looking at this stupid book. So it's basically, the whole idea of the puzzle is you just have to put a certain item on each of the 6 pillars, which, in concept isn't that difficult, but it proved to be a little more difficult actually doing it. So yeah, here I am gathering the stuff. Got some of the items, had to run to the GE for some other stuff. and the prices of these items had like skyrocketed so high, like probably double in value of their normal, and it's so ridiculous. I think for the Addy chain, I ended up just smithing it myself because I didn't want to buy it off the GE, because of how expensive it was. Or maybe I did end up buying it. Yeah, the Black Knives were actually, I suppose if someone were really dedicated, like for a free-to-play player, they could have made some decent cash right now. Because like the Black Knives you could buy at the sword shop in Varrock, and then you could sell them at quite a decent profit, just straight back onto the GE since they were in such high demand. So someone probably could have made a couple 100K an hour or something just reselling Black Knives from the sword shop. But anyway, got all the items, finally. To run, hoof it back to backstory and falls. So I had kind of already figured out what to do for these clues in terms of what to place where after like reading the puzzle. And I was just really confused because when you put the items on the pillars, they go up in a poof of smoke. And I figured that they would actually show the item on the pillar. So I was like, oh, I must be doing this wrong, even though I was doing it right the whole time. And that really confused me. So just because of that, I think it took me like an extra, probably an extra 10 minutes or something, at least, to figure this out. And so it was just a real pain in the butt. It was really annoying. Took a long time to actually figure it out on what to do. So then I messed up some of the items, obviously, in the last run, so I had to rebuy them, like go back to the GE and rebuy some of them so that I could not mess it up. That took extra time. Hoof it all the way back to Backstory and Falls. It's such a long run, too. So then I just tried one of each item on each pillar. It's like, okay, one of these has got to stick, because I was still under the assumption that it would show up on the pillar when you did that. So then that wasted another couple minutes doing that. I was so frustrated. I think I just I pieced out for a minute. I was like, I gotta get some water, some more coffee, maybe sip a little alcohol out at the scenes or something like that. It was just so annoying. Yep, there we go. Glass of mead, that's what I was getting. That is Viking Blood mead, obviously not a sponsor, but it's really sweet drink. It's like honey wine. Alright, back at the book, looking at the book again. Trying desperately to figure it out. So then I got I think I just notepad and was writing it down. It's like, okay, I can do this. If I just write it down, I'll be able to solve the clues and figure out what's going on. Anyway, yeah, my mic actually, I think my friends popped in on the stream and told me that my mic was off because she couldn't hear anything. So I was like, thank you. I don't know why anyone didn't tell me before this, and I was actually able to turn my mic on now. So for the rest of these, we'll actually have some audio. Thank you, Mika. I appreciate it. I turned off my audio earlier before I started the stream and forgot to turn it back on. I really appreciate that. Cause yeah, I didn't want it on, and then so yeah, I muted my mic, I muted my desktop. No one told me. Okay, well, that's annoying. Yes, thank you so much. I appreciate it. So if next to means across from, and opposite means next to. So this one, next to the second. So the opposite one is the second? Opposite the sixth. So this one's the sixth? I don't want to use that because I only have the one. So if that's chain, that's so annoying. Although to be fair, I didn't check my audio because usually I'll actually turn my audio on the stream to check to make sure it's working. That's so annoying. And I didn't do that this time, so kind of my fault, but still. Next to the second. That's the second. Not opposite the first. Well, yeah, so if I have one in the middle, it says it's not opposite. It couldn't be that one. That one for sure says it is the third. But then the black knife disappeared, so you probably have to do it in order. That's the third. It's the rune, so let's write down the order. The order is rune, seed, not seed, flowers, grown from the seed, knife, brew, chain, cabbage. So the knife is here. Not the fifth. So that is not the chain. Not next to the fourth. Let's see. Checking my Twitter. So that's not, if next to is what I think it is, that's not the fourth. The fourth is a brew. It's not here, not here. Am opposite the sixth. So if we assume that the sixth is here, that's cabbage. That's the sixth. We know the third. Not opposite the first. Not the fifth. Not the fourth. So this one is the 4th right here. Let's get some flowers. Shit. Then pick them. So we have the 6th, we have the 4th, and we have the 3rd. Hey, what's up, Tree Trunks? I'm barely alive right now. And no, not in Japan. I am, it's 5:30 a.m. here, so I'm super tired. I woke up at 2:30 to start streaming at the 6th. Or, started streaming at 3 a.m. here. Luckily, you're here when my audio is working. I turned my audio off before I started my stream. And no one told me that it was off, so people kept popping in my stream and, like, leaving. And I was just like, okay, whatever. And then Mika came in and was like, hey, your audio's off. I'm like, oh, shit. Thanks for telling me. Yeah, I'm just trying to, it's been a good quest so far. But then there's this puzzle that's just, like, super confusing. It's a good quest, though, so far. I'm kind of running it with this girl over here. So there's 6 items we need to place on these pillars. Cabbage flowers, chain wine. And I'm trying to solve it. Not next to the 4th. So we need the 1st item, the 2nd item, the 5th item. That's not the 5th. Which means one of these is the 5th. How have you been, man? That's not the 5th. Oh, 4th. 3rd. Opposite the 1st. Not the 1st. Next to the 2nd. So that's the 2nd. Which means this is the 1st. And that's the 5th. I think I have the order. 8:30 night. Are you in Japan or no? Wait, 8:30 a.m. East Coast. Yeah, that would be pretty sweet to be in Japan right now. Okay, I'm just gonna listen to what this guy has to say. If only life were that easy to just use an Uno card. Reverse. Alright. What is he saying? next to the third. Mine says next to the second. So that's the third. So that's for him next to the second. Or no, opposite the second. Not next to the fifth. Not next to the fourth. This is so confusing. That's a good question. I had a bagel and 2 cups of coffee so far, and I'm still super tired. I think I am going to probably have a bowl of cereal. What about you? So what is he saying? Yes I do. Ooh, that sounds real tasty. I think, depends on when I finish streaming. Yeah, I might have something just real fast, like a bowl of cereal if I finish in time. If it goes into overtime, then I'll, we'll see. If I finish early enough, I might make some eggs. Alright, so he's saying knife, chain, cabbage. Ugh. I think I've been in this room for half an hour already. It just doesn't make any sense to me. There's this, like, it tells you what items to bring, so it's very clear what the items are, but then it doesn't say, like, if you have to place them in order, or, yeah, it's just, ugh. Place them in their spot, it doesn't say you have to place them in order. I am the third. Knife. So I'm trying to think about, like, I'm trying to see what these guys are putting next to the third. Yeah, it's... I don't know, it's not very clear at all. Because it's like, I am the third, so the third item is a black knife, or a black dagger. But then it goes poof. It's like, why does it go poof? It shouldn't be going poof. Got one black dagger left. Cabbage is the 6th item. Ah! This is ridiculous. Next to the second. So this is the second, is what he's saying. Flowers. What the fuck? I need to get more flowers. They're wrong. What the? I literally have no idea. Alright, apparently the wiki has it already. So... okay, wiki time. I was trying... my goal for the stream was like, okay, I'm going to do the whole quest without looking at the wiki or what other streamers are doing. But this is just ridiculous. Alright, so it has the pattern. Do I have to reset? Maybe I just have to reset. Let me go out, go back in. Alright, so, southwest, never, we'll say what number it is. Place this item. I am the 3rd, which is a black dagger. Use black dagger on the pillar. What the hell? Maybe it just always disappears, so I don't need to worry about that. The northwest, we'll say what number it is next to. This is the item to place on the west pillar. I am next to the 2nd. Flowers. The northeast will say what it is opposite. Place that on the northwest pillar. Opposite the 6th, which is a cabbage. The east will say what number it isn't next to. This is the item to place on the east pillar itself. Not next to the fourth, so place the fourth item. It's a wine of Zamarog. The southeast will say what item it isn't. Place the remaining item. I am not the fifth, so if it is not the fifth, then it is the nature rune, which is the first. And then the fifth item, which is the chain, will be here. Yes! Oh my goodness. So they do just go up and smoke. That's so frustrating. Alright, sorry, I'm complaining a lot. Glariel, who are you? I'm LeonidasThor, and this is Arianwen. Arianwen, I remember that name. You grew up in my kingdom. I'm sorry about your family. Don't be, your majesty. I appreciate the sentiment, but please, I am no king anymore. No, I must ask, Glariel, is there any news? I'm sorry, but she's gone. I see. There's always a lot to hope for. If there's any consolation, LeonidasThor moved her remains here to be closer to you. That means a lot, thank you. It is good to see that some humans still see elves as friends. If you need them. Right, that's a bummer. No, I felt like I've spent long enough here. Well, she's in a statue. She should be able to, like, revive herself. Please, let us leave now. There's too much sadness for me here. Too much pain. Once we arrive, you must tell me everything that has happened in my absence. Very well, I will teleport us back to Ledia. You'll have to make your own way back, I'm afraid, LeonidasThor. Hey, once the quest is over, I'll do some... I've actually been doing a lot of Chambers of Zarek recently. I'm trying to get some more money. But I still want to get the Vorkath pet. We will. We should see who gets the pet first, you or me. Alright, well that... Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Alright, let's store all this crap, and... Ooh, that was a bad lag. Why am I lagging so hard? What are you taking a shot of? So I need a Cadentine seed. Boop, 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 boop. 5. And a seed dibber. Dun, dun, Da-da-da-da-dun-dun. Alright, let's get all that crap. Oh, nice. I'm having some mead. Welcome back, LeonidasThor. While you were gone, I filled back story and in on everything that has happened. I also took the liberty of calling the others here so that we can discuss our next move. Yeah. Well, that's why I have it, but I guess they do. I was gonna say like mead is more authentic, but they actually do have, you know, whiskey and RuneScape, so it would work. Whiskey and rum. I'll have some rum next. The name of the brand of the mead is actually called Viking Blood. Ardougne has informed me of Lord Iowerth's revelation. About Saren? No. As for him breaking a seal in the Grand Library, I don't know. You don't know? What do you mean you don't know? Iskoin. I do not know what the seals hide. What I do know is that they could, in theory, be broken. I was lucky enough to be trusted by Saren. She confided in me many times. She never told me what knowledge the seals guard, but she did say that they could be destroyed. I haven't even seen a trailer for a new Assassin's Creed. Like a new one after Odyssey? And that's it. This gives us nothing to go on. Not nothing. We now know that the seals can be destroyed, which means Lord Iowerth could have spoken the truth. But without access to the Grand Library, we have no way to be sure. Well, we might still have a way. Okay. That sounds fun. If it has Vikings, I might like it better than Black Flag, but we'll see. Prifddinas may have been reverted to a seed, but it does still exist. You're suggesting we restore the city? Even if we could, Lord Iowerth would instantly take it. No, while Lord Iowerth is at large, Prifddinas must remain as it is. However, there may be a way to still enter the city. You don't mean entering the crystal, do you? That's not possible. Actually, I think it would be possible. The crystal seed that contains Prifddinas is not the same as the seeds we used to form weapons and armor. The seed contains Prifddinas, but the seed itself does not contain the city. So it's like a box? Exactly, and if we can enter the box, we can enter Prifddinas. That's the idea. It won't be so straightforward. They need a potion. If you could create the potion, that would be greatly appreciated. The rest of us can work on those defenses. Right, LeonidasThor, meet me by the pond. I could use your help with this. Okay. They said that on the OSRS Q&A, they said it would take about 4 hours to do this quest, 4 plus. I'm getting about 3 hours right now, so we'll see. That's a fun image. I'm stealing that. Hey Elena. Backstorian is an interesting one, isn't he? He does seem a bit lost. Exactly. He reminds me of a story my father once told me, a story of a broken man. Yeah, okay, I'll listen. I want the lore, so I'll listen. A long time ago, there were two brothers living in Everaka. They lived a simple life, farming the land and selling the produce to the people of the city. When war came to the city, the king ordered that every able-bodied man take up arms against the enemy. The two brothers had to leave their home behind to fight for a king they'd never met. Like everyone else, they were given basic weapons, basic training, enough to give them a chance, but not a big one. When the fighting started, they were poorly equipped and poorly prepared. They fought in many battles in strange places against strange people. As the war dragged on, they saw more and more horrors from both sides. The only thing that kept them going was each other. As the war drew to a close, they were called to one final battle. The enemy knew they were losing, and they fought more ferociously than ever before. That was where it happened. One of the brothers was cut off and surrounded. He tried to fight back, but he didn't stand a chance. Eventually, the fighting stopped and the war was over. The other brother could finally go home, but the truth is, he had nothing to go home to. It wasn't the farm that mattered, not really. The thing that mattered to him was gone. In a way, he died back on the battlefield alongside his brother. Left in his place was just a broken man with nothing left to live for. And you think backstory in this broken man? He lost his wife, he lost his people, and he lost his kingdom. Now he's in a strange place, surrounded by strange people, helping to fight a war that he lost a long time ago. Maybe he's not totally lost. He still has Isluin, and he can still turn this war around. Maybe. I guess only time will tell. Alright, let's get the potion started. What do we need? Elder Cadentine herb. Grow one from normal Cadentine, and then prepare the patch differently. Use the farming patch here. I've already prepared, so I can get this seed started. Alright, cool. So, already got the Cadentine. Alright, seed planted. Check with Ardougne and Backstorian. Alright, back to Ardougne. We've planted the herb we need, now we have to wait for it to grow. Is there something we can do in the meantime? Myself and Backstorian have been looking over how we can get past the defenses around the crystal seed. The crystal seed contains Prifddinas. It lies in the middle of the clearing where the city once stood. The only thing left of the city itself are the walls. There are no ordinary walls. Long ago they were reinforced by various enchantments to protect Prifddinas during the God Wars. With Prifddinas gone, Lord Iowerth has claimed the land where it once was. He managed to manipulate the defenses, only allowing his allies to enter. While Iowerth clan may hold magical knowledge, they are not mystics. I have no doubt their work was crude, and a work that a true master of the magical arts could overcome. So where do we find a true master of the arts? There were 8 separate elven clans that journeyed with Saren to this world. Those 8 clans still exist today, with each elf born into one of them. You've already heard some of the clans. The Iowerth clan is known to you, the traitors clan of assassins and slayers, and the Kadarn clan, the warrior clan which myself and Ardougne are part of. The other clans you may be less familiar with. However, one of those clans is key here, the Amlod clan, the clan of the Mystics. It was Amlod clan who created the Prifddinas defenses. Their clan should have the knowledge needed to overcome them. And all of the Amlod clan, none no more than Lord Iowen Amlod himself. Where do I find him? After Prifddinas was reverted to seed, the clan elders went into hiding. Before we parted ways, the others did leave me with some clues on how to find them. Lord Amlod may be our priority, but the other elders could be of help in our fight against Lord Iowerth. We should try to find them all. I've managed to decipher the clue left behind by Lord Amlod. We should be able to use it to find him. I've also started work on other clues. Apart from Lord Amlod, I've only been able to decipher Lady Traherne's clue so far. I'll keep working on the others, though. LeonidasThor, myself and Backstorian will continue to work on deciphering the clues. While we do it, it'd be of great help if you could find Lord Amlod and Lady Treherne for us. Alright. Yay, more riddles! The elven crystal will lead you to me. Some sort of magic may be key to finding Lord Amlod. Alright. There's a crystal seed and Lady Treherne. I will journey south from the well. Possible you'll need to use smithing and mining skills to find Lady Treherne. Interesting. That's good. Is the music too loud over like my audio, or is it good? She just log out. Cool, thank you. Oh, she's probably hopping for... So it sounds like we need a pickaxe. The quest requirements is 70 mining, which I think is adamant. Which... kind of a giveaway. Yeah, there's Addy Rocks to the west, which means we're going to be doing a lot of world hopping. The seed, it's inactive, it needs enchanting, so let's go to Ardougne, or whatever her name is. Just grab some stamina potions. Don't need that stuff. Only 50. You might need to get your stats up a little bit then first. I only just have the agility requirement because it's like 70 agility, 70 smithing, mining, 70 hunter, I think, 70 woodcutting, 70 agility, I think 70 thieving. Just like a bunch of level 70 skills. Okay, so let's see what we can do. Mining, it sucks because it's one of those like super slow skills. Nice. Alright, well I guess they're gone. I'll just try the adamant rocks for now. Oh, please don't poison me. Please don't poison me. Yes. So he mined that rock. Pass sticks. Oh, first try. I'm so lucky right now. That almost never happens. Like, have you been in Tyrwin at all? Like, have you been in the Elven Jungle? These things are ridiculous to try to get through. Probably have to get this rock. Alright, let's try to hop. It's the agility obstacles, like, oh, it's a rune? Nah, that's not it. Like, sometimes these stick traps, I'll fail, you know, 10, 20 times before it'll let me pass. Okay, so do I go... I like the music. I mean, it's beautiful design. Like, the music is nice. Huh. Well, we need coal if we're gonna make Addy bars. Let's go make some adamant bars. That sucks. You just... Can you, like, leave it plugged in and it'll play? And the battery won't charge? Oh, that's nice. New laptop is always fun. Do you already know what, like, kind you're gonna get? Okay. Let's try using the bar on the well? No. What about the raw ore? Nothing. Go to the underground pass well. Gotta grab food. Build a laptop or a PC? I mean, building a PC is pretty easy. Like if you want a gaming rig. I don't know how to build a laptop. I think you need... I'm sure you can do it, but I feel like you would need an actual manufacturer for that. There's a well. Oh, PC. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of guides on YouTube on how to build a PC. And if your buddy can do it, it's usually cheaper to just build your own stuff because you don't have... You don't have, like, you know, time costs, and you don't have to pay their markup and stuff. And that way it's more, like, way more custom, too, because you can really decide, like, what chassis do you want, how, do your own wiring. I haven't done it myself. My current game rig was built by, like, a boutique developer. But the next PC I'm gonna make, I'm gonna do myself. Rune bar. There's a south of the well. As soon as you enter the cave from the land, there's a crack in the wall. So I ran way too far. I don't, like, when I say a boutique developer, I mean like kind of a smaller company that makes custom PCs. Like not as big as a company like Origin or Alien. But like the company I have was Main Gear, like kind of smaller custom PC makers. Alright, so there's supposed to be a crack in here. No. Next room. Oh, blocked entrance. Investigate elderly elf. She looks a little decrepit. Damaged and needs repairing. So yeah, we need a rune bar. The boutique developer was kind of nice because I don't know how to do water cooling, and they put in a water cooler for me. They can also do like hardline cooling. The next piece that I build, I do want to build like a water cooler into it. Takes a little more effort. I did. I actually found them because they built a computer for PewDiePie. So when I was looking for a PC, I was like, okay, you know, looks like they have a cool product, and PewDiePie had one, so that's how I got mine. Yeah, they're online, and you can like just order straight from them, and they'll deliver it. It is pretty cool. You know, it's not as, like, I guess unique or as fun as building your own, but it's easy. Then, you know, they do good work, I think, so I'd look into it, see what you think. Fix exoskeleton.
Who has awoken me, a human? You are not who I expected.
Backstorian sent me. We need your help in the fight against Lord Iowerth.
Backstorian lives and he is working with the human? This is most irregular. I see you repaired my exoskeleton as well. Impressive work for a human, but again, most irregular. Tell me, human, where is Backstorian?
He's in the Elves village of Ledia, south of here.
Then I will journey there at once. There's clearly a lot I need to catch up on.
Sweet. One down. Now I just need to get the other one. That looks dead. I hope that's not dead. Oh, my mouse cursor's not. Yeah, it is. Now we need to do a little more world hopping until we can find a Leonid. I really hate how there's two elves that like camp out here, but they'll switch places between here and then another place in the forest. Like here and I think right here. And I don't like switching back and forth between the two places. We might be able to get there, but oh no, I think they just moved. their fire popped up right when I left. I'll go check out the other place just in case they're still there. It's always those freaking elves, isn't it? Pass sticks. First try. First try. That's what I'm talking about. And of course they aren't there. The one time I get that on my first try, they aren't there. Facepalm. F's in the chat, please. But I think it's at like every 5 minutes they move, so they should be here now. Are they in the village? Huh. Normally they swap between those two spots. Maybe they're in the village because everyone's at like that meeting location. My crystal ran out. There might be a third place where those elves go. Let's see, Iowerth. It's supposed to go between the Tyrus camp and right below Ledia, but she wasn't either of those places. mysterious figure. Are you Lord Amlod? Backstorian sent me. He gave me a crystal hat that belonged to Lord Amlod and brought me here to you. A crystal hat? Crystal seed? I have a question. This valley, how would you describe it? Beautiful, dangerous, peaceful? I think it's peaceful. This is a really nice design. Indeed, and if Backstorian sent you, then it is time for me to leave. Tell me, human, where must I travel to? The village of Ledia and the forest of Isafdar. Then we shall leave at once. Allow me to teleport you back with me. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go get some more coffee real quick, and then I'm also gonna cut my VOD in half. So I was gonna stop streaming for a second so that I don't have a massive file to download later. So I'm gonna be back in like 3 minutes. And yeah, 1 second. Alright, I'm back. I lost 2/3 of my viewership. I'm down to 1 viewer, which I think is me. Hello there, thank you for finding Lord Armald, whatever his name is. My pleasure. Have you checked with Elena recently? That seed has probably grown by now. And I'll go talk to her. Oh goodness. Probably need to get secateurs. She harvests the thing. The other ingredient is crystal dust. Hopefully you can retrieve some from Ardougne and her backstory. Just add it to a vial of water with the herb. Let's hop to a US world so my lag isn't terrible. Baby up. Throw it in a vial of water. Another item you need. Pestle mortar. Inversion potion. What? Need something. I've finished the potion. Oh, you should give it to Ardougne then. Let's go in. I've finished the potion. I'll look after it for you. Let's call the others in and discuss the plans for the Grand Library. Thanks to LeonidasThor, we should now have everything we need to enter the crystal seed containing Prifddinas. We have a way to bypass the defenses. Indeed we do. Backstorian's knowledge allowed LeonidasThor to reunite us with Lord Amlod and Lady Traherne. It was the Amlod clan that created those defenses. Lord Amlod can overthrow them for us. By magic, my magic can be used to teleport someone through the defenses and into the crystal. It will require great focus though. I will only be able to send one of you. The inversion potion will ensure that whoever is sent survives the journey. Now we just need to decide who that is. Well, of course you propose me. Who else would you propose? You cannot be serious! Even if LeonidasThor has proven their worth as you claim, which I have my doubts about, they'll never be deemed worthy enough to unlock Seren's hidden knowledge. Oh, that is a dude. Okay. I've been using like a female voice, but... I don't know this human here, but I damn well don't know you either. That human was capable enough to find me and fix my exoskeleton. Maybe they are capable of this as well. Then I propose that LeonidasThor be the one who sent in the crystal. Anyone disagree? Yes, we already know you do, yes, Gwen. Anyone else? Speak to Lord Amlod when you're ready, so... I'm guessing prayer boosting gear, some staminas, an agility potion, like... That's another light puzzle like Morning's End Part 2. Alright, so we'll bring a one-click tally anyways, because why the heck wouldn't you? I'm guessing graceful. Like 5 stamina pots. And a couple agilities. Bring like 5 prayer pots, maybe more. Bring 8 prayer pots, 5 supers, another 5 staminas. Bring a bunch of anglers. Alright, let's do it. Puzzle time.